Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video on multiplying and dividing fractions. So when we multiply together two fractions, we simply multiply the numerators, i.e. the top numbers, and then multiply the denominators, the bottom numbers. And when we're dividing, we flip the second fraction and make it a times. So let's look at some examples. So here we have a multiplication. We simply multiply the tops together and multiply the bottoms. How easy is that? So let's say we had something like this, 8 over 11 times 7 over 4. So we can just do the tops. 8 times 7 is 56. And then we can multiply the bottoms. 11 times 4 is 44. So this fraction here can be simplified because there is a number that goes into 56 that also goes into 44. So 56 is divisible by 4. So is 44. So we divide top and bottom by 4, and we end up with 14 over 11. Now this, like this fraction here, is what we call an improper fraction because the top number, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. So you'll often be asked to give your answer as a mixed number. So this is how you convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. What you have to do is note that this line here means divide. So we go 14 divided by 11. How many times 11 go into 14? Well, it goes in once, remainder 3. So you put the 3 here and you keep the same denominator. So 14 over 11 and 1 and 3 over 11 are the exact same number. So what about if we had something like this? So note, when we're squaring something, we're timesing it by itself. So this is just 3/5 times 3/5. So we multiply the top numbers together. 3 times 3 is 9. And we multiply the bottom numbers together. 5 times 5 is 25. So this fraction here cannot be simplified because 9 and 25 do not have any common factors other than 1. All right, let's now have a look at dividing fractions. So earlier we looked at a third times 2/5. Now we're going to do a third divided by 2/5. So we keep the first fraction exactly as it is. We flip the second fraction. Only the second fraction gets flipped. And we change this divide to a times. So it becomes a third times 5 over 2. And then we just do it as normal. We multiply the tops. 1 times 5 is 5. And then 3 times 2 is 6. How easy is that? So what about if I had something like 6 divided by 3/4? So this might look a bit different because here we have a whole number rather than a fraction. So when you have a whole number and a fraction and you need to add, subtract, multiply or divide, just write the whole number over 1. 6 is the same as 6 over 1. So this is 6 over 1 divided by 3/4. Now we're going to do this the exact same way we did the previous question. So we're going to keep the first fraction as it is. We're going to flip the second fraction. Only the second fraction gets flipped. And we make it a times. Now it's easy to do. We just go 6 times 4 is 24 and 1 times 3 is 3. Now this fraction can be simplified because there's a number that goes into 24 that also goes into 3. That number is 3. So to simplify, we're going to divide. Remember this line here means divide. 24 divided by 3 just gives you 8. So 6 divided by 3/4 equals 8. Okay, now we're going to look at a few examples involving mixed numbers. Please pause and copy down if you need. So let's try 1 4/5 times 3 1/2. So both of these are mixed numbers because they have whole number part and a fraction part. Whole number part, fraction part. So in order to do this, we must first change each of these mixed numbers into an improper fraction. So this is how you go from a mixed number to an improper fraction. You take the whole number and times by the denominator, and you add the numerator of the fraction. That's the new numerator. So 1 times 5 plus 4 equals 9. So 1 4/5, the new numerator is 9, and you keep the same denominator. So 1 4/5 is the same number as 9 over 5. We're going to do the same thing for the second one. We times whole number by denominator, add the numerator. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So 3.5 is the same as 7 over 2. So now we just multiply together these two improper fractions. So 9 times 7 is 63. 5 times 2 is 10. So our answer is 63 over 10. Now, as I said before, sometimes you need to give your answer as a mixed number. So we'll convert this back to a mixed number. 63 divided by 10, well, 10 goes into 63 6 times, remainder 3, and we keep the same denominator. For our final example, let's divide two mixed numbers. So let's do 4 5/6 divided by 4 9/10. So we're going to convert each of these mixed numbers into an improper fraction. So whole number times the denominator, add the numerator. 4 times 6 plus 5 gives 29. So this is 29 over 6. And the second one, 4 times 10 plus 9 gives 49. So that means the numerator is 49. We keep the same denominator, and we're still dividing them. We haven't flipped a fraction yet. Our next step is keep the same fraction for the first one and flip the second fraction. Of course, after flipping the second fraction, we make it a times. So we're going to times the tops and the bottoms together. So to make things easier, if you see anything with common factors, you might simplify. So 6 and 10 have a common factor of 2. So 2 goes into 6 3 times, and it goes into 10 5 times. So multiplying the tops, 29 times 5 gives us 145. 3 times 49 gives us 147. And we're done. The answer is 145 over 147. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.